Alright, Sapiens guys, time for another video. I'm going to do another chapter of this book here. This one, Romantic Myth. And yeah, that's a fun one to tackle. See how much of the stuff, there's a lot of stuff you could go on and on about that, you know, stuff that the author don't cover. Especially when you see a lot of stuff on YouTube about feminism, different aspects of feminism. You got the feminists that are on the far left and far right, and the people that are far opposite. And but then we'll go ahead and read this Romantic Myth, and about how this book does say reinforce how fake marriage and relationships can be. So we'll go ahead and read Romantic Myth. In the end, the greatest enemy outside of ourselves may be the romantic myth that has evolved since the time of chivalry. No matter how much change feminism has wrought, how much sex has been brought out in the open, or how permissive society has become regarding sex, we still remain essentially a romantic, idealistic nation. I don't know too much about it. Yeah, well, a fake romantic, idealistic nation, as portrayed on TV. Well, with different sides now, different gender identities you have now. So there's expanded myths, whether you're gay or not gay or whatever you identify as now. So all of them hide behind these masks and different reasons now too. So okay, so in the current mode of technology and science, there seems to be a greater need than ever for romantic myth. And although they are no longer functional, they die hard. Somehow we can't seem to face the reality that people are only human, that many are motivated by base considerations, and that we are all a little less than what we would like to be. In the face of high divorce rates, single-person households, delayed marriages, and until out of school or until situated in careers, marriage is still considered the best and most ideal coupling. Well, now you got the different kind of things, gay and non-gay marriage, you know, and they're all fighting with each other too. But they all have ulterior motives for getting together and hide behind masks too. Some of them work out, some of them don't. Whether one just has sex and housekeeps together, or ties the knot in holy matrimony, we insist that the couple in love. Yet people get married for many reasons other than to enhance a love relationship. Many times the other motivations, which are not nearly so romantic or idealistic, are the stronger motivations for the coupling, but in some instances they will be kept well hidden or masked in some way or another, often for a lifetime. Consequently, marriages start out dishonestly, for a foundation of deception. Among some of the reasons people couple or marry are, and there's 10 reasons here, let's go through them. 1, to confirm that one has won his lover once and for all. To confirm that one has won his lover once and for all, and can now stop putting further energy into the purpose. 2, to achieve social respectability or social advancement, making a good marriage, marry above one's status financially, into a special circle of friends, or a more glamorous or powerful society, more important business contracts. Well, yeah, remember that old, was that Steve Earle that sung that one song? I ain't asking nobody for nothing. If I can't get it on my own. He had a lyric in his song, the poor girl wants to marry, the rich girl wants to flirt. A lyric he quoted in that song. Ain't that the truth? To make, number 3, to make sexual intercourse more accessible. Yeah, people go through that relationship, they're dating each other for a long time, and it's under a presumption that they're going to have sex every day, and that the woman that once they marry them, they think they're going to wear makeup to bed and everything, and they're not going to wake up like, scraggly in the morning, the realities, and all that stuff. You're going to laugh at some of the stereotypes that people get together, get married, and wind up in divorce, and they end up cheating on each other too. Number 4, to be financially supported. To avoid loneliness. To have a housekeeper. And number 7, to get a working partner and increase income. Well, even if it ain't for that purpose, you get somebody that gets along, and there's bills to pay and all that stuff. As long as you get along, that kind of works. I mean, people work a damn minimum wage, and the price of everything goes up. And you raise minimum wage, the price of everything and taxes go up. I mean, people even become roommates for that reason, whether they're romantically involved, whether they're gay or not gay, even too, So, got all these different kind of people, places to do that. Remember the old Bon Jovi song, "You were born to be my baby and made to be my man," and I was made to be your man. And a lyric in a Bon Jovi song, "Yeah, we both got jobs. A dinner for 2 on a TV tray, it ain't fancy, and we both got jobs because there's bills to pay." The old Bon Jovi kind of summed that up in his song. So, to have a working partner and increase income, that's not a bad thing as long as you're getting along. And number 8, to guarantee that someone will be around in old age. And again, that almost was like the number 5, avoid loneliness. To escape the need to do something more challenging in one's life. Well, you can go all kinds of different ways with that. Let's stop and think about that one. I don't know if he's implying that, woman marrying a guy that classifies under to have somebody to financial support. I guess that can be, in some case a woman, rather than a woman that really wants to strive for a career and all that stuff, maybe it's just easier and it could be classed as, But then there are men, too, that marry a woman with money, too, can fall under that category, the gigolo type, to escape the need to do something. To build one's ego, the one that is derived over others, or the feeling of power through children, or the extension of a future generation through them. Well, you got the religious and non-religious do that, You got people in a workplace like that, I have make this much money and have this kind of car, and I have all these children, and it's even preached on the TV. The TV preachers even preach it, flick the channels, and John Hagee's son, Matt Hagee, with that annoying ass voice I seen on channels one time, that literally says that you're supposed to live a productive life in the eyes of God, and you're supposed to produce. That means also produce children, whether you're a guy or a girl. And if you you don't do any of those things, and it's like, so yeah, the die-hard, far-right conservative, television religion preaches that in a lot of cases too. So anyway, yeah, that's the 10 reasons in there, this chapter. And it goes on. There are some indications, however, that we may be coming to grips with reality. Seminars espousing financial contracts between couples living together but not married, a contract that legally divides whatever possessions they own, prenuptial agreements that they may not assign possessions but detail each party's responsibility in a relationship. The establishment of individual rights of women, abortion and otherwise, including career and financial independence, while not documented between mates, has gained the force of contract. More and more these issues are understood prior to coupling. Yet the more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Even though there may be a more equitable distribution of power between male and female, the battle of the sexes still remains constant in as to who dominates, who controls, who has the power. While the appearance of the battle may seem either more adversarial than ever to some, or more muted as the changes have become accepted, it is certain that both sides will use deception even more extensively, thinking it is the more efficient, smoother, less conflicting way to function. They are wrong, the figures prove it. The crumbling walls of their relationships prove it. The sheer discontent proves it. Though more difficult to accomplish, the old clique still stands up honesty is the best policy. Direct, straightforward, honest communication combined with a sincere concern for other person still makes for a more fulfilling, gratifying, happy, and long-lasting relationship. At the least, the approach always lets you know where you stand with the other person. It eliminates doubt, confusion, and guessing. Then again, that may not be exactly what you want. Every manual from Machiavelli to many contemporary tones exhort the lesson that has to have power, you must use deception. Leo Buscaglia, a lecturer, television personality, and a professor at Southern California College, has as this main topic love. He is so dynamic in presenting the subject on various media, includes a series of books that he is not only a best-selling author, which 2 books on the bestseller list, but the enormous demand personally. He said love is trusting, and experience seems to convince us that only fools trust, that only fools believe and accept all those things. He then cites Erich Fromm, who says love is an act of faith, and whoever is of little faith is also of little love. Buscaglia then adds, the perfect love would be one that gives all and expects nothing. Like the Billy Idol song, I'll give you all and have nothing, just so you have you here by me. Oh, that's, even though he sang it in the Rebel Yell song, but okay, let's read. It would, of course, be willing and delighted to okay. It would, of course, be one that gives all and expects nothing. It would, of course, be willing and delighted to take anything that is offered. The more the better, but it would also ask for nothing. For one expects nothing and asks nothing, he can never be deceived or disappointed. It is only when love demands that brings on pain. I am, of course, delighted with Leo Buscaglia's success and popularity. Well, I never actually looked on, he's mentioning these people, but would be interesting to look at them online to see if they're respected authors now, or everybody watches Dr. Phil and everything still, authors come and go, they can be raved about and then exposed as phonies too, 1 minute. 1 minute they're a bestseller and another minute they're exposed as a phony, you know, just to make money. Same thing with religious books on the topic. You know, every television preacher sells their religious books on relationships and marriages, of course, to make money. You know. Okay, and I am also inspired when I hear him speak. Well, this is the author speaking. I never heard these people speak, but the author evidently is inspired to hear him speak. I never heard him speak, but you can check. I'm wondering if they have any YouTube videos. Oh, okay, but I desperately want to believe him. I yearn for what he speaks of, and I am sure it is possible for some. But I don't believe many of us can be saints, nor can we be totally idealistic or capable of loving purely. That is, we cannot live in a vacuum. We must live together as individual human beings in all our imperfection. A power struggle is as much a fact of nature as love is. It cannot be eliminated. We are never equal in this regard. Somehow or other, we must always dominate, and as a result, we may not always be loving and sensitive or caring. I don't know. Me and my girlfriend don't have that problem. We don't try to dominate each other. You know, we pretty much easygoing. We don't yell at each other or argue over petty things, or yeah, we don't have no heavy disagreements or anything. We don't raise our fists at each other. So anyway, we may be conniving, cruel, careless, or guilty of any number of baser instincts in our relationships, including the one personal and intimate, but this is the one of the realities of life, just as loving and expectation is, and not to face and accept reality is setting oneself up for the great deal of disappointment, disillusionment, deception, the great deal of pain. In accepting reality, there are ideals which can be worked toward, that can be accomplished by the imperfect human, by the imperfect human beings that we are. We can realistically work at honesty and love and trust with a strength of all its own. We can realistically have expectations of one another that can be compromised fairly and equitably if we are willing to face each other honestly and with the truth. We can even deal with power, creating a power equilibrium by dealing with it honestly, with a sense of fairness, a sense of self-respect, self-esteem, mutual concerned love for each other, and also granting the other in a sense of sovereignty. In accepting reality, it will be necessary to dissolve false or misleading ideals, romantic notions, myths, or whatever propagated by society, family, or loved ones. Or television, especially television. A lot of stuff portrayed on television all kind of different ways now. Always has been. More important than the faith and trust, we must see human motivation and action as accurately and honestly as possible, so that we can eliminate its most destructive element, deception. So, geez, that applies even to today's relationships, whether it's people that are gay to get together or not gay, the far other side. The deception still exists, you know, and for all the latest ideals, all kind of people, no matter who you are, get together, and it can be a big mask, a big sham, you know, a status, you know,